this thing on? Can you hear me? Hello, hello? 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 Oh, matters. So hello. I have been writing songs my whole life since I was a little girl, and played piano as a child, and then I got a guitar when I was about 19. And it's taken me a long time to believe in my songs and to put myself out there in this way. I've gone in and out, and I do have a really good excuse for the past 11 years of why I haven't really put myself out there. And that was I became a mom, and I've been pouring my creative energy and time into my two daughters, and I consider them to be little songbirds. And right now they're 6 and 11. One's in middle school, one's in kindergarten, and I've done my best to make sure that they can fledge and that they're confident and brave, and I want them to chase after their dreams. And so, a story about songbirds. I'm going to start with songbirds and end with songbirds because they're like my superhero. Songbirds, when they're born in the nest, they're not born with their song. There's something called a critical period where they have to listen to the adults around them to learn their song. And songbirds have a giant part of their brain that is dedicated to language and communication. Now, there's very few species that are like this. Is that working now? Okay. There's very few species that are like this, and humans are one of them too. We have a big part of our brain for language. So these birds learn their song. And that critical periods, before they take off and leave the nest, they need to learn their language. So I think of my daughters, and they've inspired me to put myself out there. If I expect them to be brave and confident and chase their dreams, then I should too. So here I am in the middle of my life, chasing after some dreams. So thank you for having me, Daily Interlake, and for listening and for being here and supporting their programs. So I'm going to start with a song called Bird Song that I wrote for my daughters. With my heart in your hands, lifted up into the limbs of the trees, where the birds will play and build my heart a nest, took it deep inside. Thank you. I have a cheat sheet down here, just so you know. Because when I get nervous, my brain goes blank, but I have a daughter who's 11, and she is in theater, and when she was about 7, she had her first role where she had lines, and I said, "Are you nervous?" And she said, "I don't get nervous, I only get excited." So Bronwyn, if you're listening right now, thanks for that tip. My mantra the last couple days has been, I'm not nervous, I'm excited. I'm not nervous, I'm excited. So here I am, very excited to be here. So I had to pick and choose. I have so many songs I love, and I could only bring a handful. So I brought some that I really love that I think showcase sort of some of the different sounds I like to make. And they all have a story about why or how I wrote them. So my next song is called Water. And a couple years ago on my birthday, I'm a January baby, I spent the day cross-country skiing up at Blacktail in the clouds and the sun, and then I went to the hot springs and soaked, and then I went to Flathead Lake and walked out on the ice, and I just was like, I love water so much. And I was thinking about our birthdays. And so everybody in this room and everybody listening at home and everybody around the world has something in common, that we spent the first 9 to 10 months of our lives in water. And I can't believe that we don't think of that as more of a miracle than it is. So our birthday is the day we decide to breathe air and make sounds with our vocal cords. And so I wrote this song as a conduit. Sometimes I write songs and I say, okay, come through me, water, or whatever I want to sing about. And so this song was inspired, is kind of a voice of water. So it's called Water. And if you want to play a game with me, every time I say water, you could have a drink of your drink to hydrate. So that reminds me, I'm going to have a drink. Oh, water is sacred stuff, It's life. Okay. If I drove to the ocean, it wouldn't be far enough. If I walked in the water, could I begin again? We walked underwater, the water of our mothers. We floated in that water. I am the daughter of water. We don't talk about the water, not enough about the water. We are made of the water, but we forgot in the air. I'm in love with water, so in love with water. I was born from the water. I am the water. Oh, 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 oh. I can bend like a river, I can fall like the rain, I can float like a cloud in the sky, I can move like a wave, I can flow underground, invisible without a sound. I can lap up soft on the shore, I can come crashing down. All life comes to me, the animals bow to drink. All life comes from me, I give birth to eternity. I'm in love with water, so in love with water. I was born from the water, I am the water. Oh, 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 oh. My body and my blood both flow like a swollen cup. Every tear, every sip, every drop, every drip, gathering in my bed, filling up my basin, moving in and out of my heart, cutting canyons, carving rock. If you could bear the water, carry the water, would you marry the water? Are you not made of water too? I'm in love with water, so in love with water. I gave birth to the water, I am the water. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. If I drove to the ocean, it wouldn't be far enough. If I walked in the water, could I begin again? Thank you. For some reason, the ladies love that song. I don't know what it is. All right, what's next? This is fun. You think I should remember, but this is a special situation. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, so I would be lying if I said my daughters didn't influence my songwriting. They have changed my life for the better. And when I first had my first child, I spun into a pretty deep postpartum depression and anxiety. And of course, I didn't really understand what was happening to me. That's kind of part of the deal. But my serotonin, my brain kind of had chemical crash, and I wasn't sleeping and having panic attacks, and all sorts of stuff went on. And a lot of things bubbled to the surface. Kids have a fun way of finding our faults and getting in there, and so by no fault of their own, really. But I had a lot of healing to do, and so I found the resources I needed, helped me be a better person. I'm very thankful for that. And my daughter also has struggled with anxiety just like her mama, and so we're kind of really great partners in this life together. And so the story of the song is sometimes songs start with the chords or the notes or the sound. And so I was playing this sweet tune, and I was like, Bronwyn, what should this be about? And she said, us, about her and her sister. And I was kind of like, So then I started writing a song about the moon. And it turns out the song is about my daughter. So Bronwyn, I don't even know if she's heard this, honestly. My kids aren't my biggest fans. I mean, they are, but not musically. And so this is a song called Little Moon. And I dedicate this to anyone out there who has bouts with anxiety and depression, or has someone that they love who does. After the sun goes down, as the very first stars make their rounds, I will wait for you. Even a crescent will do. But don't worry, my little moon, you will find your heart somewhere in the dark, somewhere not too far. You will wax and wane, you will bear an ocean of pain, but don't worry, my little moon, I have a dark side too. Yes, it's true. When you turned away and I couldn't see the familiar shape of your face, when it all went dark, I waited for your spark. I waited for the lights to return, waited for my prayers to be heard. Don't worry, little moon, I have a dark side too, and I know we all do. Dun, 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 dun. Don't worry, little moon, I have a dark side too, and I know we all do. Dun, 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 dun. Sometimes in the night I look up into the sky, and I remember everything I didn't do right. But now I know the only way to go up is to go down over again and again and again. Don't worry, little moon, I have a dark side too, and I know we all do. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of my favorites that I've ever written. Sometimes it's hard to play without crying, but I did fine. The nerves just took out the sadness. So. Nerves win. Okay, sometimes I want to write a song about a sentiment or a feeling or a concept, and we live, I think, in a system that some powers that be want to keep us small so that we don't claim our power and that we buy into things to make us feel better when really I think we should embrace our creative energy. And we all have bills to pay and we all have things, responsibilities, but I have really come to learn that I need to nurture my creativity, and songwriting is one of those outlets. And so I wanted to write a song about being imperfect and being loved anyways, and being a hot mess, and it being okay, because at the end of the day, what I think, my philosophy is the most important thing to do is be a good person. And if you have enough to share, you should share. And because if you just accumulate stuff at the end, is that really going to matter? I think so. Being a good, kind-hearted person. So this is a song called "Give It Away." Make sure I'm in the right place here. You got a scar across your heart. Even after all the years of pain, it still hurts the same. It don't matter what you do, it'll always be the same shape. You got a temper like a flame. It catches on fire almost every single day. It don't matter how much water you got, it'll never be enough to put it out, put it out. So pour another round and I will drink it down to you. Take another spin and maybe on the next one you will win. You got a house that's falling down. There ain't a thing that you can do to keep it from hitting the ground. Just gotta stand back and watch, let the dust settle where it must. You got a crooked eye, you gotta look at everything at least 2 times. There ain't nothing to make that eye behave, there ain't nothing to help you see straight. So hop aboard my ride, it'll be do or die, just you and I. Let's go paint the town and turn ourselves around before it gets too late. Well, I know that you feel small, but you're the greatest one of all. You're what the stars chose to become. You got the bones inside your body, got the blood inside your veins. The whole world could crash down and your heart would walk away. What matters after all is not what we've gathered up, it's what we chose to give away, and you give it away. You're crooked like a tree, you got a crack that I can see straight through to the other side. It don't matter how hard you try to hide, there ain't a thing that I can't find. You're like a window to look through, you got light inside you no matter how dark it gets. Oh, and I ain't here to shut you down, I am only here to open you up. So I lost the line and I'm gonna feel fine. And it goes like, here comes. So crawl under my arm and wow me with that charm. I know you can do no harm. Let's get out of here, let's abandon all our fears. Please give it at least one more year, 'cause I know that you feel small, but you're the greatest one of all. You're what the stars chose to become. You got the bones inside your body, got the blood inside your veins. The whole world would crash down and your heart would walk away. What matters after all is not what we've gathered up, it's what we chose to give away, and you give it away. Hey, thank you. Oh my gosh, so when you forget a line, you just gotta keep going. It's called show business, live music. And you're a forgiving crowd. All right, so I did not grow up here. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. And I always get some reactions when I tell people that, really, you're really from Flint? And it's like, I know what you think. But it's kind of like your mom, you know, like it's okay if you talk about her, but not if other people do. It's kind of like how I feel about my hometown. You don't know. But Flint's got a real heart to it. So it is a boom and bust town with General Motors. It was a big General Motors hub, and my grandfathers both worked for General Motors, and my parents are still in the area. They were born and raised there, and I spent 18 years there. And the thing we forget about childhood is, like, you're gonna find what you need as a child. And we had a patch of woods out back. We had a creek in the neighborhood. We had a cottage on Lake Michigan. And Michigan's a beautiful place to be from, and it's similar to here in many ways. But when you're from a town that has economic struggles and socioeconomic struggles and water crises and things, what you find is that people are really resilient and strong. And so there are a lot of us from Flint, so this is a shout out to Flint. And this is a song that maybe some of you can relate to, and a lot of Montana towns could relate to. It's called This Town. Say it ain't so. See, the whole world won't have to know what I know. That the whole sky could come down, swallow up this God-forsaken town. But on the other side of the river, where the fence kept the meadow in, there was where we spent so many hours, as though the world did not exist. It did not exist. And you were mine. As we lose all track of time, it didn't matter where we were. Even under the city lights, we could still find the stars. And on the other side of the country, they can't understand. They don't understand. They can't quite comprehend how the heart will find something beautiful, no matter where it is. Oh, this town once made my granddaddy proud. Oh, but every road that they laid down led to ruin somehow. You see, every kingdom that's built blind hope must one day crumble to the ground. Oh, but living in a town that falls apart, it's what makes the strongest heart. And here I am, and looking back at all of the places that shame me without doubt. I'm still the girl from down the street. She's still in me no matter where I'll be. And on the other side of this town there's another town, and it's burning down, it's burning down. So don't lose sight of what makes your town great. You might never know until it's too late. Oh, this town once made my granddaddy proud. Oh, but every road that they laid down led to ruin somehow. You see, every kingdom that's built on plain hope must one day crumble to the ground. But living in a town that falls apart, it's what makes the strongest heart. Say it ain't so. Say the whole world won't have to know what I know. If the whole sky could come down, swallow up this God-forsaken town. This town, this town, this town, this town, this town is burning down. This town, this town, this town, this town once made my granddaddy proud. This town. Thank you. So some of my songs are stories, and that's kind of a story. The Ballad of Flint, no. And then some songs. This is my favorite kind of song. Some songs just fly in, and you gotta catch them, and you gotta get it all down. And it's like, I didn't do that. Did I just do that? Did that just happen? And sometimes it's just like a mood or a vibe, something that I got going on. And so this is a sample of one of my songs that's kind of moody, and it was just born from a mood. And I study and write poetry, which definitely has helped my songwriting in many ways. But some of my favorite poems are kind of short and to the point, and they leave you with a question instead of an answer. And so this is kind of one of those songs that's a little similar. I'm gonna have a sip of water, because I get halfway through a song and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have drank some water. And then once you start thinking about that, in the middle of a song, it's over. It's when you mess up. That's what happened earlier. I started thinking about something. God, stay in the song. This is called Begging You Please. My little child, I've been waiting for your smile to break open the sky and bring the rain. And oh, my little child, I've been waiting all my life for you to find your way back home again. And oh, my little bird, outside my window on your porch, I've been waiting for you to fly away. And my little bird, I've been worried I haven't heard one single word of your song today.
I've been down on my knees begging you, begging you please. And oh, my little love, it's been long time since you've been gone. Do you ever stop and think about me? And my little love, I wanna hold you and keep you warm, keep you safe right here in my arms. And oh, my little heart, tucked into the dark, will you ever heal, will you ever feel the sun? And my little heart, it's been long time since you've been touched. Will you ever open up and feel love? 'Cause I've been waiting and I've been praying. I've been down on my knees begging you, begging you please. 'Cause I've been waiting and I've been praying. I've been down on my knees begging you, begging you please.
Okay. So life gets heavy. There's a lot of things that can weigh us down in life, and a lot of destruction. And I think one of the things we can do is create. And my daughter gets in a bad mood or something goes wrong, I'm like, just go write a song or like paint or like get that out. And so music does that for me. And I like to do some blues here and there. And so I thought I'd bring a sample of a bluesy song. And there's a place I like to go when the world weighs heavy, and that's the river. Any river will do, but yeah, I love all the rivers here. There's something about sitting by a river that just, you know, taps you back into what matters in this world. And so does the blues, so let's do it. This is called The River. And I'm gonna have a sip of water. If you wanna play again, every time I say river, you can have a sip.
Between the hills and the trees, I'm gonna find me an ocean and pour myself in. I'm gonna be a river again. Sometimes when the rain falls from the sky, I sit down by the river and I have a good cry. Oh, when I think back to the old times down by the river when you were mine. Oh, the river doesn't care what shape I'm in, no, no. Oh, the river gonna hold me better than anyone else can. Oh, the river gonna come and wash away all of my sins. Oh, let me be a river again. Sometimes I wish I had a bottle and I'd write you a note. Oh, then I'd throw it of the side of this board. Maybe someday would find you on some distant shore. Oh, then maybe you'd come back to the river once more. Oh, the river doesn't care what shape I'm in, no, no, no. Oh, the river gonna hold me better than anyone else can. Oh, the river gonna come and wash away all of my sins. Oh, let me be a river again. Sometimes I go down by the river's edge, and I lean on the Lord, and I have a good look within. What do you think I see reflected there? I see myself alone on the river again. Oh, the river doesn't care what shape I'm in, no, no. Oh, the river gonna hold me better than anyone else can. Oh, the river gonna come and wash away all my sins. Oh, let me be a river again. Oh, let me be a river again.
Thank you. I've got an extra long applause in the long river. So I often, if you come see me play, I often start every set with a blues song because there's something about it that sets me at ease. It's just rhythmic, repetitive, and I'm like expressing that like that I have to get out to in order to. So maybe I should have started with that one, but that's okay. Like I said, we're going to end with birds. I have 2 more songs. I think we have time, which is great. One number one thing I was nervous about was just like, can I fit all this in? Yes. Okay, so my next song is an anthem. No, I have a business that I named Rooted Heart, and I started my business like 6 years ago. And it's a place where I kind of dump my art, and like I teach yoga, and I'm a nature guide, and I do nature therapy guiding, and all sorts of stuff, and music. And so it's called Rooted Heart. And I wanted to write a song about roots, because roots and hearts have something in common. They are both in the dark and unseen, doing their magical work, right? Like roots are like holding the tree or the plant in place and holding the earth together and sucking up nutrients, but they're also part of, I wore my mushroom dress today. They're also have mycelium and fungus under, and they communicate under the ground. And this is part of the healthy forest. And then our heart is similar, where it's pumping out nutrients, feeding our body, but metaphorically or energetically, I believe in the heart space. And I really want to live and work from this space and being rooted in my heart, because I feel like if we can listen to our hearts and not just our heads, if we can lead with our heart, we make good choices and we're kind. So my business is called Rooted Heart, and you can find me at rootedheartgirl.com or Rooted Heart Montana on Instagram. But this is a song about roots. I invite you to close your eyes if you want. I mean, why not? Go deep.
One drop of rain makes its way down through the cracks into my veins. You may not see my heart, but you can still hear it beating out loud. 4 chambers, none are locked. Watch your head as you enter in. roots go down, down, down into the ground. My roots go down, down, down into the dark. Down between the stones and the seams, down beneath the bedrock of me. There is nothing more that I'd like than to spread myself out wide. There is only one way to the light. You gotta go down before you can rise. My roots go down, down, down into the ground. My roots go down, down, down into the dark. There is nothing more that I want than to live on the land you're on. There is nothing more that I need than to drink from your stream. There is nothing more pure than a root that reaches down, down to the heart where it can never be pulled up. My roots go down, down, down into the ground. My roots go down, down, down into the dark, into the ground, into the dark, into my heart. Whoa, whoa, my roots go down.
Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna see that. All right, I have one last song so I can get you out of here on time. Okay. But like I said, I have lots of songs, and it's really fun to love my songs. And in my interview with Taylor, I was talking about how for a long time I thought people only wanted to hear cover songs, and they do. I mean, they really do. But also, there comes to a time where you're like, okay, I have all these amazing songs that are coming through, and I need to share them. And so that really helped me, just really loving my songs, and then I can let go of the am I good enough, am I talented enough, am I musical enough, you know. So my songs are my power. And I'm going to end, because I promised, talking about songbirds again. They are superheroes, so birds can fly. I mean, that's pretty profound. And I think humans, we walk around thinking we're like the pinnacle, the center of the universe a lot of the time. And we are the center of our own universe for sure. But then you learn about other creatures and you're like, wow, that's so fascinating. They are the center of the universe. So songbirds, something else about songbirds that they can do musically. Okay, we have a larynx, and it has vocal cords, and we can only make one note at a time. I mean, there's throat singers who can do some magical stuff, but we are technically only able to make one pitch at one time. But songbirds have something else. I'm going to try to get this word right. It's called a syrinx, and they are able to control different. They have different muscles that can control different, like vocal cords, and so they can make two notes at the same time and harmonize with themselves. And then there's some birds that can make an ascending note, while one makes a descending note. So it's like, I was reading an article to my daughter one night at bedtime, and it was about songbirds, and I was like, oh my God, it's so amazing, I have to go write a song. And I was like, go to sleep, go to sleep. And I ran to my room and I wrote this song and it's called Songbird. And I seriously sit in the window and watch the birds outside as inspiration. I love them. Some of them travel millions of miles. They're tiny. They're so tiny and they're so resilient. Last winter there was like a 44-degree day, and I was out in the Swan, and I went out to ski, and I'm like, who would be out here? And there was Chickadee, and I'm like, yeah, bro, that's what we do. So I love birds. I love how strong and magical they are. So I'm going to end with one of my favorites called Songbird. Tiny heart and hollow bones, how does thee ruffle when the cold winds blow? Open wings and ample song. What do you hold on to when the storm comes? Songbird, songbird. Out in the meadow, and upon a limb, perched on a wire, on grasses that bend, I see your shadow, your sweet silhouette. Another feather falls in the darkness. Songbird, songbird. Here comes the rain now. Here comes the falling snow. Here comes the darkest cloud you have ever known. But just over yonder, where the sun touches down, the leaves turn to gold, and you will find your crown. Songbird, songbird. After the moon goes down, before the sun, when the dawn's about to break, I hear your song. Come to my window and come to my heart. Sing to me, my dear one, before you depart. Songbird, songbird. Here comes the rain now. Here comes the falling snow. Here comes the darkest cloud you have ever known. But just over yonder, where the sun touches down, the leaves turn to gold, and you will find your crown. Songbird, songbird. Ooh. Tiny heart and hollow bones, what do you hold on to when the storm comes? Perfect. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not nervous, I'm excited. So thank you. I forgot to say my thanks before that, but I want to thank Taylor and Melissa for having me, and for yes, thank you for having me. I feel it's a boost of confidence. Woo! And then thank you for supporting all the artists like myself, and thank you for all being here live, and for people listening out there in the world, and taking the time to support the arts. It's so important. I think the hallmark of great civilizations is art, and expression. So thank you for that, and thank you to my husband and my kids, and Dottie, and Jenny out there. Jenny, thanks for helping me get to all those open mics to get my wings back, and to Colton for putting on open mics, to helping people like us, right? So thanks for supporting local artists, and a big thanks to the place we live, here in Montana, planet Earth, the constant creative energy that flows through all of us. I'm very blessed. Thank you for coming.